Good morning everyone, my name is Michelle. I hope you're doing well. Welcome to another video. It is Sunday morning, the 1st of June. Can you believe that we're almost halfway through 2025? It doesn't seem 2 minutes since it was like New Year's Day. Time flies. Okay, continuing the coverage of the search for 6-year-old Lilly and 4-year-old Jack Sullivan from Lansdowne Station in Nova Scotia. In my last video on this case, it was a short video to report that there was a surprise search. Seemingly came out of the blue, the news that there was going to be new searches in the area of Gairloch Road yesterday, i.e. Saturday. And this comes just days after RCMP saying they had no more searches planned. And also, just a very short time, between 24 and 48 hours, after the RCMP issued a request to the public for dashcam footage of Gairloch Road between noon on April 28th and noon on May 2nd. Those that have been following the case know that the children were reported missing around 10 AM by their mother on May 2nd. RCMP also reported this week that the children were seen, they can confirm the children were seen in public on the afternoon of Thursday, May the 1st. So that put to bed any speculation that Lilly and Jack went missing days before they were reported missing. So that's a lot of theories put to bed, which I'm thankful for. So let's talk about the latest search and why. Why have they gone out there again? Well, there's been an interview with the lead search and rescue person, Amy Hansen. So, let's go. Alright, this was the update from the RCMP after the search yesterday, 8 hours ago as I record this. Ground search efforts were underway today and are planned for tomorrow, so that's today, June 1st, in the area of Gairloch Road, as the missing persons investigation into the disappearance of Lilly and Jack Sullivan continues. More than 75 trained searchers from ground search and rescue organisations, including Colchester County, Pictou County, East Hants, Halifax, Strait Area, Spring Hill and Pugwash, were engaged today in an effort to advance the ongoing investigation to locate Lilly and Jack. Searchers focused on specific areas around Gairloch Road and the nearby pipeline, which is the gas pipeline trail where a boot print was previously located. So Amy Hansen talks about that, so hold that thought. We continue to ask the public to avoid the search area to allow trained searchers to do their work. Any future searches will be determined based on the course of the investigation. We also got some photos from the Truro and Colchester Code 1 coverage, which is quality safety focused coverage of first responders doing their work, creating awareness and so on. These are the photos. So, Code 1 comment. In this video, you can see the Colchester Ground Search and Rescue Association thermal drone taking off to search just after 4:30 AM today. So that was obviously yesterday. So this is thermal. One GSAR member we spoke with today indicated they had taken off more than a dozen black-legged ticks throughout the day. Please look after each other and selves. Thanks for all you're doing. So that's the thermal drone. This is the interview with Amy Hansen, reported in CBC as Amy. Searchers looking for 2 missing kids in Pictou County on Saturday scoured the area where a boot print was found in a previous search. So I believe it was like the day after the children went missing that this boot print was found, and they got a dog there, didn't get a scent, which I don't even know whether this is anything to do with Lilly and Jack. Searchers concede they have little to go on and no way of knowing if the boot print is even related to Lilly and Jack. Now, there's been loads of speculation as to why these searches happened, like surprise searches happened this weekend like I said, days after RCMP said they had no future searches planned, which was really sad. I reported on it on this channel. So it was an obvious speculation, obvious, that maybe a new tip had come in. Maybe there was a new lead. After scouring surveillance cameras and so on, maybe there was a new lead. But if RCMP have new leads, it doesn't seem to have been communicated to the search and rescue teams on the ground. Maybe they've just been told to go and search. I don't know. It makes sense that they're following a new clue, but seemingly not, according to this interview with Amy Hansen. We don't know for sure if it was from the children, but it's the only real thing we've had to go on thus far, said Amy of Colchester Ground Search and Rescue, who is managing the search this weekend. Approximately 75 volunteers resumed the search on Saturday. Lilly and Jack went missing, as we know, from their home in Lansdowne Station just over 4 weeks ago. The rural area is around 140 kilometres northeast of Halifax. Hansen said there has been no new evidence since the search was suspended 2 weeks ago on May 17th. No new evidence. So I think RCMP are appealing for dashcam footage because they don't know what else to do at this stage. Maybe from April 28th because they're covering every theory that maybe someone was patrolling or stalking that area, watching them. But honestly, don't think they've got anything. I really don't. Now, is that me being pessimistic? I go through days where I'm hopeful when there's an update, like the neighbour from 3 miles away, Melissa Scott, reporting that they asked her for trail cam footage from April 27th. So, well, are they suspecting that the children went missing way before they were reported missing? Well, we know that's not true now, because they were seen in public on May the 1st. We know that's not true. So, Melissa Scott's 3 miles out. I think they're just widening the net now as far as they can. They're thinking up everything maybe that we've all thought. But every idea they have comes to naught. So absolutely demoralising. Really demoralising. No new evidence since the search was suspended 2 weeks ago. She said the search is focused on Lansdowne Lake and a nearby pipeline trail. Now, RCMP divers did dive Lansdowne Lake, which is fairly close to the children's home. It's not super close, but it's easy walking distance for a 6-year-old and a 4-year-old. If they used to go into Lansdowne Lake, did they go there and fall in or something? One of them got into trouble, the other tried to help, and they both ended up drowning. Well, they searched Lansdowne Lake May 8th and 9th and didn't come up with anything. And a nearby pipeline trail where the boot print was located. Hansen said the woods are full of brush and debris that have made it difficult for the searchers, because there's downed trees and debris from the hurricane that went through a couple of years ago. Thus far, crews have done a grid search of about 6 square kilometres. Hansen expects them to search an additional 1 or 2 kilometres this weekend. So this is the area. This is interesting. This is the area that they're particularly focused on. So that's their home there. And then you've got Lansdowne Lakes there. So they're not searching super close to Lansdowne Lake. Because they've searched all this before. You can see from the search maps they showed at the press conference on May 7th, they kind of focused on this area. Equates to a radius of just over a mile with the home as the centre. It's more of an egg shape rather than a circle because they focus more on this area, and that is presumably because of the boot print. So they're doing that area again, and then maybe they'll go down there to the lake. Maybe they're thinking that the kids didn't go in the woods, they didn't walk through the woods, maybe they walk this way. That would be a much easier walk for them. Why they do it, I don't know. Walk down the road, up Lansdowne Road, and then maybe there. Could they have been attempting to walk to school? School's up here. There. They go to school in Salt Springs. Right, could they have gone out waiting for the bus? Bus didn't come, so they decided to walk. And they knew what direction they go in. That way, up there. And then maybe they thought they could go up there. Who knows? Who knows? Again, we don't even know whether this boot print that was found, a child-sized boot print, and we know that Lilly and Jack went out in their rubber boots, but they walk along there and then tried to go home, realised they were lost, tried to go home. If so, then they're going to be on this side, aren't they? Like they try to cut through the woods or go down here. Who knows? Trying to put your mindset into that of a 6-year-old or a 4-year-old, it's really difficult to think what they would have done, what they would have thought in the moment. That is indeed, if they're there. I don't know. It's the no scent thing. It's the no scent at all that has got me. 3 drones are helping with the search, but poor weather conditions mean that helicopters haven't been able to assist. In addition to the Colchester team, ground search and rescue teams from Pictou Strait, East Hants, Springhill, Pugwash and Halifax are also helping out. We're actually starting to see people that just physically and emotional can't return to the search at this point. I mean, 2 weeks ago, on the 17th and 18th, they had over 100. So they have dropped in numbers, but it's taxing to give up their entire weekend, and it's just demoralising. They've got nothing. It's very taxing. Oh. On Friday, Daniel Martell, the children's stepfather, told CBC News the last month has been painful for his family. Every day when I wake up, it feels like I'm reliving a nightmare. The main feelings of sadness just turn to anger because there's no evidence after 1 month. The search for the children will continue until Sunday evening, barring any developments, said Hansen. Look, if Daniel's telling the truth and he has absolutely nothing to do with it, he has literally lost everything. He's lost everything. He's lost his entire family. Like, Malia just upped and left. Now, there's rumours that it was because her mother told her to. The first thing we heard was she left after Daniel's mother made them leave. But I don't know whether that's true or not. There's other rumours that the CPS had threatened to take the baby, or that the plan was for the baby to go and stay with someone from Daniel's family, just to kind of get her out of the immediate area while the search was going on. And then Malia just changed her mind and went with her mother. I just don't know. But then Daniel says that CPS won't let him see the baby. I mean, why? Why is he not allowed to see his own baby? If he's got absolutely nothing to do with anything, what has Malia been saying? Has she been making stories up about it? Are the stories true? You see why there's so much speculation, because it's a very odd situation that the mother should just up and leave. Now, there's rumours that she's got postnatal depression since she's had the baby. She's not been as kind of attentive to Lilly and Jack, and that Daniel's been doing most of the care. And I can actually see that. You know, depression's horrible. Depression is really horrible. And when you look at her Facebook from maybe a couple of years ago, loads of pictures of Lilly and Jack, you know, looking really happy. But then that seems to have petered out. So I could see, actually, that maybe she's fallen into a pit of depression and she hasn't been as attentive to Lilly and Jack. And Daniel's tried his best. And maybe she blames him for something that's not his fault. You've got to consider everything. RCMP are considering everything. We've got to consider everything. You can't just stick on one theory saying they did it. Can't do that. You've got to be open-minded, because there's nothing. There's nothing at all. Nothing. After 1 month, there is zero, zilch, nada. Nothing. It's just heartbreaking. It really is heartbreaking. Alright guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video. Cassie. Good girl. Good girl.